In today's video, I'm going to be going over my tier list that I made for trading in Anime Adventures. Now, my tier list does not cover how much a unit is valued in trade rules. It instead just gives you a general idea of what unit is better than this unit, or is this unit better than this unit? Should I take this trade and whatnot? Now, disclaimer, there could totally and definitely probably are issues in my list. So, if you have suggestions, please let me know down below in the comments if there's something I should change. But guys, I'm going to be briefly explaining each category, and if there's some unit in the category that I need to explain, then I will do that as well. Basically, I will explain to you how I decided where each unit should go. A, I went off of how hard is this unit to achieve. B, how old is this unit? And C, the cosmetics of the unit. And I guess that somehow relates to demand, because if it has good cosmetics, then chances are it has some pretty high demand. So those are kind of related. First up, we have the S category. S category is where all the leaderboard units and, of course, Lelouch does go. Now, something I want to point out here. The regular Lelouch non-shiny, I was thinking top A, but demand for Lelouch is pretty high. Lots of people are looking for Lelouch, so I am going to put it at bottom of S. Now, at the top of S, of course, we have shiny Lelouch. It's the rarest unit in the game. Following that, we have Gohan, both Gohans. They were the first leaderboard unit, and they have really cool cosmetics. And then following that, we have the second leaderboard unit, Blue Devil. Blue Devil also has amazing cosmetics. So pretty much S just goes in order of how old the leaderboard unit is and how good their cosmetics are. For example, the shiny Hai, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he has pretty bad cosmetics, and he's the newest one, so yeah, he's not really the best one. Alright, moving on to A. Actually, you know what, something I do want to mention about S, guys. I would say if you have a Lelouch and you're trying to trade it away, or you're trying to get a Lelouch, you could definitely get a Lelouch for a leaderboard unit as long as you find the right person. Alright, so just do keep that in mind. And if you have a Lelouch, you might be able to get it for, if you're looking for a leaderboard unit, you could probably get your Lelouch off of your hand for a high plus add, I would say. So maybe my Lelouch should be one higher than the unshiny high, but it's not, so gotta deal with that. Of course, guys, like I mentioned, if there are things you think in this list I should change, the order of, stuff like that, let me know. I changed actually a good bit of stuff. I did release this to my Discord server, and some people I know, they made some suggestions, so I did change it around. And of course, if you guys have suggestions, let me know. I really do expect to be flamed. I assume there's gonna be some of you guys being like, what is this tier list? It's so bad and stuff. Honestly, I don't care, guys, because I think it has genuinely kind of close values as far as what unit is worth what unit, and I think it's a great list for people to use before the wiki team releases the actual full-on tier list that's very accurate with right numbers and everything. So I think this will be helpful until then. Now, next up, we have the A category. In the A category, we basically stuck all of the dungeon shinies, as well as you can see the Brook and Perona shiny. I'll explain why Kisuke is here in a second, but Jalal is the top of A because A, amazing shiny, B, he was a very rare dungeon unit to get, and C, he is the oldest dungeon unit, followed by Geto, same things, hard to get, kinda old, not too old though, he was out for a good bit of time, and I think the shine doesn't look bad as well. Now, I was considering putting Kisuke below the Brook and Perona, but after doing some trades myself, it seemed like Kisuke was in pretty high demand. Kisuke, Brook, and Perona are all very meta-relevant units, so Kisuke has the buff, Brook has a buff, and Perona has a slow, so they're all very useful. They all have cool shinies, and two of them are new. Kisuke is one of the oldest limits in the game, but on top of that, keep in mind, Kisuke was a banner unit, so getting the shiny version was a lot easier than pulling it from a haunted star. So I'm kind of either way if the Kisuke should go before the Perona or where it is right now after the Brook. Just keep that in mind. Those three are kind of interchangeable. They're very close in value. Next up, we have B category. Now, B category is where basically all the other shinies are here, basically. I do want to mention there is no Yama here. There is no Weather here. They probably will be tradable once they're unobtainable, but they're still obtainable and not tradable, so there's no reason for me to put them in just yet. So top of B, we have shiny Kite. Now, I'm a little bit, I don't know about this one. Shiny Kite, I'm considering moving, but I think for here right now, it's good. Shiny Kite is an amazing shiny unit. It is quite old, but it's a bad unit in general. And then next up, we have shiny Amelia, an amazing shiny. You had to be Masters Plus to get this shiny unit, so it took a good bit of grinding as well. And then behind that, we have the Moria shiny, which isn't up with the Brook and Perona because it's still the same difficulty to get, but Moria is completely useless. The other two at least actually have some sort of use. Following that, we have the Urza Velk and Urza Lightning. Now, Urza Lightning is in super high demand. I don't know why, but people are trading like crazy for Urza Lightning. I seriously don't know why. And so you'll see at the bottom, I have Kisuke and Urza Lightning right there. Those two are also interchangeable, the non-shiny ones, of course. But this Urza Lightning at the top, shiny, it's not with the True Heart. So you can see both Urzas are together, and then there's the True Heart right behind the Ace. The reason why the True Heart is not with it is because I think True Heart is, well, actually, True Heart is the worser unit out of those. Urza Velk isn't that useful either, because used to be, but now just out damaged. At least True Heart has some sort of bleed, but the True Heart shiny, in my opinion, doesn't really look that good, but hey, you guys may think it looks good. Of course, Urza Lightning, like I said, is in super high demand right now. People are trading like crazy for it, so the shiny is quite valuable and even could be higher on this tier list. And then following that, guys, like I mentioned, we have the shiny Ace. Now, the Ace, Renji, and Ichigo Full Hollow, shiny and non-shiny, I'm a little bit iffy about where I place them. The reason is because there's really no way to tell how valuable they're going to be. It doesn't seem like people are trading for them, but all of them you had to get from grinding out the infinite mode, absolutely grinding it. And I'll tell you this right now, I grinded for about 50 hours on stream, off stream, for shiny Ace when the game first came out. I have 18 regular aces from that, not a single shiny. And so this shiny Ace is quite hard to get unless you got super lucky. That's why I think it should be this high up. It's also an amazing shiny. Following that, we have True Heart, like I mentioned. And then we do have Tenjin. Now, I put this unit lower. This is the shiny one, by the way. I put it lower than Amelia because this Infinity Castle, that floor 100 was out for ages. So many people had time to get to it. And of course, and in my opinion, really doesn't look that good. So I don't know. I don't really know about that unit's value as well, but I think right there is a pretty accurate spot for it. Following that, we have Lucy Shiny. Lucy Shiny is a good shiny, as well as it's kind of old. It's not the oldest, but it's still up there. I think it's the one that came out after Kite. It is a banner unit, though, so it was not too hard to get. And then we have Kento. Kento was Kento was 2 updates ago, because last update was Luck. So Kento Shiny, not the best. It was meta relevant for a good bit of time. I don't think it is anymore. And then following that, guys, we do have the shiny Renji, like I mentioned, like the shiny Ace, took lots of grinding to get, and you had to get quite lucky with it. It also doesn't look too bad. Next up, we have shiny Luck. Shiny Luck, in my opinion, is just not a good shiny, but it's also just the least valuable unit in the game. Luck in general, Luck or Luck shiny, is just least valuable. There's like no demand for it. Really, no one's looking for it, so that's why it's quite low. Following that, we have Ichigo Full Hollow shiny. The shiny doesn't even look that good in my opinion. But of course, you guys may have a different opinion. But even if you think it does look good, this unit was the newest of the three, the most recent of the three, and it was still hard to get, but it's just not that good. Then following that, we have Kisuke and Urza Lightning. Like I mentioned, these two are kind of interchangeable. For whatever reason, Urza Lightning's demand is crazy high, even though Kisuke is more valuable. That's why I put Kisuke higher, but Urza Lightning's demand is like off the charts right now. I'm assuming it's going to die down, so just do keep that in mind. Moving into C category, we have our dungeon units, as well as, we'll talk about first category C, we have the top end non-shiny units. Of course, at the end of B, we have the 2 best. So first up, we have Jalal. It goes in the same order as A here, as far as the Jalal and Geto go, for the exact same reasons. One is older than the other. They both are hybrids. So yeah, Geto's a little bit better than Jalal, of course, but Jalal is older, so that kind of cancels out. And so yeah, I think they're pretty close in value. Following that, we have Urza Velk and True Heart. Like I mentioned, guys, it's possible that I should have put Brook and Perona above True Heart. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. So True Heart being above Brook and Perona right now may not be the choice, but it's definitely really close there. So of course, we have the Urza Velk. Like I mentioned, guys, not that good anymore. Damage is just out damaged, but it still looks kind of cool, and it was a decent time ago. Following that, we have True Heart, which has bleed and is once again kind of old. It's one of the Urzas. Then we have Brook and Perona. Both are meta relevant, and they're both quite good, so that's why I'm thinking maybe we should put them above the Urza Velk, right behind the Geto, or maybe above the True Heart, or just keep them where they are right now. So do keep that in mind about those 2's values. The reason why Brook is above Perona in both instances is because I believe the buff Brook gives is more of an advantage than Piranha's slow, because there's a lot of other slow units, even though Piranha can hit slows on air units. So to keep that in mind, guys, they are pretty much interchangeable. Moving on to our final category, we have Category D. At the top of Category D, we have Lucy. Lucy is a summoner. People use her for tiny tasks in Infinity Castle. Is kind of old, and I guess wasn't the easiest to evolve, but also wasn't that hard. Following that, we have Kite. Kite is one of the oldest ones here, but like I mentioned, guys, Kite is just not meta relevant in any way. Not going to use it in anything, even Infinity Castle. Next up, we have Kento. Kento is more recent, but Kento seems to have a little bit of value as far as trading goes. Not too much at all, but definitely more than a Kite. But Kite is older, that's why Kento is below it. Next up, we have the Moria, which, like I mentioned, is just completely useless compared to the other two. So even though, the castles were out for like 2 months, okay? Like everyone could have gotten these units, are really not that good. Following that, we have regular Ace. Like I mentioned, guys, Ace, Renji, Ichigo, Full Hollow. Not really sure about their worths, but I would assume Ace is more valuable than the Amelia. Even though it's easier to get, it's a lot older. And then, of course, like I mentioned, we got the Amelia right after, the Floor 100 Infinite reward from last season. Following that, we have Luck, which is probably, if not the lowest demand unit in the game currently. I feel like no one is looking for Luck, always trying to get rid of it. Luck was last season. Luck isn't even that good for anything. As far as leaderboard runs go, I know that we don't use Luck. Following that, we have Tengen Unshiny. Again, like I mentioned, guys, was out for way too long. Unit was way too easy to get. It was out for weeks. Following that, we have Renji and then Ichigo Full Hollow. Same thing here, guys. The Renji is above the Ichigo Full Hollow because Renji is older. And then Ichigo Full Hollow is the last one. Now, I don't have Nightmare Luffy or Mecha Frieza or the other one on this list because they're legendaries. I really only wanted to cover secrets and mythics and stuff like that. So this is my tier list, guys. I hope you guys think it's at least somewhat accurate. I understand that there's going to be issues in it, and I understand I'm going to get flamed in the comments, but chances are you guys are pretty much going to be over-exaggerating in a lot of those comments. But if you guys do genuinely have a suggestion and you have a reason behind it, please let me know down below in the comments. I will, of course, respond saying why. If I think you're wrong, I will respond saying why I think the unit should stay where it is and stuff like that. Of course, there's a few things this tier list could change that I've seen so far, but we're going to keep it like this for right now. I hope this helps you guys out when you're trading while we wait for the wiki team to get out that official tier list. And I'll see you guys actually later today. I'm gonna double upload today, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace.